I forgot. Normally you started. I'm so sorry.
That's
So
okay.
guys,
We just
what?
have a couple more guests hopping in. If you just put your name in the chat, we'll remind you in the next little bit here too, but just put your name in the chat so I can enter your name in the draw.
Yep. And so we are giving a makeup vanishing balm away. We want to thank everybody for joining. I just wanted to give a bit of an introduction. So I think that Brandy, I think we're doing this right, Brandy. Brandy, and I might have forgot, so I apologize. I apologize if I butchered the whole event. But Brandy joined Monet at pre-launch of the Canada launch, and she's been amazing leader, learning every day, and she learns something about herself all the time. And I think she wants to share a little bit of some of her exciting growth and discussions today. So Brandy, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Oh, thanks. Okay. Can you see who's coming into the waiting room too, guys? Aaron, or am I the only admin?
You're the only one, sorry.
That's okay. Okay.
I think you can click on it and give me, we'll do it next time. I'll show you how to get co-ownership during the call.
Sounds good. All right. Perfect. So I'm not going to write any names down yet, but I got the ones that are in the chat so far. Welcome, everybody. This is our normally Tuesday night call. Tonight it's Wednesday because we have some super awesome elite training with our company and our top mentors. It's incredible. So tonight we have a free night and we thought that we would bring this to you. So like Aaron said, my name's Brandy. I joined in pre-launch in Canada on the first day. I'm not going to share the story that a lot of people have heard already. I'll give a little bit of tidbits, but tonight I just wanted to leave you with a little bit of inspiration. So I am a mom of 5. We have a blended family. It's a very busy household. It was when I started, I had 0 time to work the business. I was in school full time. Originally, or from the start, I wanted the product. That's it. That's all I wanted. I didn't want a business. After talking to my upline, Roxy, it turned right into the business because I just had that gut feeling. So I am, oh, am I cutting out everybody? Oh, okay. Sorry.
I hear fine.
Okay. Terry, I'm not sure, maybe it could be a Wi-Fi connection, possibly. I know I have to go off Wi-Fi so I can be clear on here. All right, perfect. Okay, so as I was saying, it turned into the business really quickly because I just got that gut feeling, and I'm a person that really likes to listen to my intuition, and when I have something I can't shake, I know that I need to follow through with it. So to me, that's like, if you have dreams, it's basically your calling, okay? So for me, I knew I had to make the decision to join this business and believe that I could. So that's how I started, guys. I started with so much passion, so much excitement, based on product I had never tried before. A business that, yes, I had some network marketing experience. However, I successfully failed with those companies. So I thought I wasn't cut out for this. I really didn't think I would be good at this type of business. Flash forward a year later, flash forward a year later, I achieved what I actually wanted. Sorry, I'm just admitting people too, guys. I'm multitasking. So bear with me if I get a little like squirrel here and there. All right, so flash forward to 2016. When I joined and I knew, in 2015, when I joined and I knew that I wanted to do this as a business, my why was because I wanted time freedom, okay? Money, yes, of course. I believe that at some point, everybody wants a little bit of financial freedom. I mean, the freedom to not worry. That was the biggest thing for me and my family, right? But time to me was so important. So in 2016, I achieved Market Mentor with our company and I became a legacy founder. And I achieved the time freedom. I graduated school and I became full-time on it. 2017 was just an amazing year. with our company, with the team. I was still running with passion. And I was personally developing myself every day. In that time, I also went through some health issues. And I had to start being my own advocate for my health. It got to the point where I was seeing specialist after specialist, and I wasn't getting any answers to the symptoms I was getting. And I believe that passion and I think just feeling like I had a place in this company and I wasn't sure what it was at that time really kept me going through those hard times. Personal development, which we learned in this company. But the biggest thing for me that I wanted to share with you guys tonight is maybe you are here because you were invited and you just want to win a prize. Maybe you were here because you are taking a look at the opportunity or the products, whatever it is. But what I want to share with you is a little more of my story that I haven't shared yet. And that is, as of recently, this last year has been an extremely difficult year for my family. I mean, it is for everybody. COVID is absolutely caused so much change for people, emotions for people. We've had to adjust to this whole new way, right? And sometimes that can bring us into a place, a mindset, an emotional place that we don't really want to be in. And back in March, we went into lockdown, right? We lost a loved one. We lost someone in our team that was very special to us. She was Aaron's wife, Brittany's mom, and my mentor, direct mentor. And right after that, my children's father was diagnosed with multiple myeloma at 41 years old. And in that time, just everything, I felt like everything was falling apart. I felt like, how am I going to be the big, strong mom for my kids and get through this grief and work this business because it is my big why. I'm doing this for my family. And if something, God forbid, happened to my ex-husband, you know, how am I going to pick up all those pieces for everybody? And I honestly feel like being a part of this company and focusing on gratitude and purpose and passion and love and just feeling like you are a part of something has brought me through some of the darkest times for me. I say this because in life, sometimes things happen and we lose that sense of harmony, okay? It can feel like a bunch of things just fall on our plate all at once. And when you feel like you are a part of a culture of support, it really truly is something that I didn't think I would need. So that brings me to my final part of my story that I learned this year, and it came most recently at the beginning of the month. I've always been a positive, optimistic person. I practice personal development, and growth is something that is a lifelong journey. It is something that our company, the market partners around us, your sidelines, your uplines, your downlines, they instill that in you. You become part of gratitude. You become more grateful for the things in your life. And when times get hard, this business has helped so many people be grateful for the moments, the present, the today. So in the beginning of the month, I did a training with one of our uplines and team. And I felt like, you know what, I'm going to come on. I have my notes to keep me on track, but I'm going to just pour from my heart. And after that training, I received messages flooding my inbox of love and gratitude. And this is what I'm talking about, guys. This is something that I didn't think that I needed from this company. I needed time freedom. I wanted some financial gain. I wanted to be home with my kids. I wanted to pay off some debt. But I didn't know I needed that type of culture and love and support. So after the training and the messages, the beautiful messages, I had an aha moment. And that was actually a message from one of my leaders that said, "Oh my goodness, there is my friend, there is my mentor, and you, because in this time you can lose yourself. And I did that, but I found my purpose at the same time. So that's kind of what I wanted to share with you guys, is that I have a why, and most people do. And it usually is something to do with time, financial, debt, trips, culture. But if you ever feel like there's something missing in your life, if you feel like you have these big dreams and you just don't know how to get there, and you hear from people like, I found my purpose, or what is my purpose in life? It's not to wake up every day and just be a mom or a wife, or, there's a bigger purpose. There's a reason why you're here. From a young age, I wanted to help people. I always have. I was actually sharing with Aaron the other day, like as a teen and early 20s, I was drawn to relationships that needed help. Significant others that I thought I could help and fix. It's something that is a part of me and what I love to do. But I never pursued a career in counseling. I never pursued a career in, that kind of environment. But that day after the training was crystal clear to me that I found my purpose within our company and for me. I found a different part of my story that I thought was missing for a long time. And I went back to something that Roxy told me back earlier this year, which was, you need to show you. You need to share what this business can do for people as far as mindset and personal growth and what they get besides their why. And I was kind of scared. I questioned, why didn't I share that in that like 2018 to 2019? Because I wasn't ready to share with everyone that anyone can do this, and to share that. I'm getting a little bit emotional, sorry. It was a big moment, but I want you to understand that if there's a little bit of you that's questioning whether you can do this, the only impossible journey in life, okay, is the one you never begin. And I promise you that you will hear a whole bunch of success stories about Cadillac earning and money and trips and time and everything else. But the one thing that I would love for every person on this planet to feel is the gratitude and the purpose that you can get with a company like this, or an opportunity when you decide to take your life in your hands and improve things that you're looking to improve. We share product we love. Honestly, that's where the passion comes from. And if you have passion, it's the first step to succeeding towards your dreams, for achieving your dreams. So I just wanted to share that tonight. I was sharing it with Aaron. I was super excited. I was hoping that maybe that's something that would touch some guest heart, to know that this company has literally helped me in that way. It's helped me find my purpose. It has helped me achieve the time freedom, yes, but it's helped me find my purpose to help other people. And that is where my passion is fueled from. So that's it. That's all I want to share tonight.
Oh my gosh, thanks so much, Brandy. That was awesome. You gave me tears at least 2 or 3 times. So I try, still on camera, but I really appreciate that. Guys, I want to talk to you a bit, and I think Brandy's going to be able to go through and find all the people that have posted that they're guests, and we'll get you into the drawing, and we'll do the drawing at the end of this discussion. And I just wanted to share with you a little bit about, I guess, my story. And let me make sure I'm unmuted still. Can you guys hear me? Yes. Okay, good. All right. And so it kind of starts like this, I was an engineer, went to school for computer science technologist, worked my whole career doing that, backed my way into leadership, and I started to grow in the company and do more and more and more. And the company rewarded me like most companies. You know, I put in 70 hours. They gave me an extra 0.5% raise above the schlub who did 40 hours. And I guess my point is that with the environment we've got today in the world, you never know what's going to happen to your life. We've just walked into where we've been quarantined. There's a basically your boss is telling you to stay home. You might have been furloughed because they can't afford to keep you, or the CDC and all of that said you can't go to work. So you've got a boss telling you can't do something to help provide for your family. You've got a government that's doing the same thing, and ultimately a virus deciding what happens for you. In my career, I ended up in a situation where I was pretty much getting towards the top of the company, and I was firing people for 10 years, basically. Company was losing billions of dollars. And finally, I got caught in it. They started losing $1 billion a quarter. And I don't know about anybody here, but you can't lose $1 billion a quarter for too long. Eventually, it does go to zero. And they had about 8 billion in the bank when I actually got impacted, and my boss had to fire me. And so now I got a family of seven kids with my wife, and no money coming in, big mortgage, you know, real life that you normally have, all kinds of bills, and I couldn't pay any of it. And high level executive jobs take a long time to find. So while I got money from the company, it was the bare minimum. They didn't care really about me. They just kind of put up with you and say, you know, we're going to fire people for the last 10 years. And every time we do, we're going to give them less and less and less and less till now it's my turn. And so ended up finding a job about a year later. Our home went into foreclosure. The job I found was not in the US, it was in Canada. And I even when I saw it, I said, yeah, right, Canada. I'm never moving to Canada. And then I realized Canada comes really far south, right around Detroit. And so I was in that area near Toronto, and ended up accepting a job there because it was a perfect job for me, and it was the job, you know, that I could find and get. And so at the bottom line is this: I um yeah, sorry, my guest just reached out to me. She had the wrong link. Um, it was my fault. Anyway, so I ended up in a situation where we went into massive debt, foreclosed home. I've got to now establish a home in Canada so I could live and work there, while my family continues finishing off the high school, and Roxy's back there, and she comes back and we're traveling between 500 miles each way all the time. Really complicated life, and the money is great, but it ain't covering the hole we were in. And in fact, two homes. And later on, Canada decided to crash the Canadian dollar by 30%. So I even lost some effectiveness of my money. We were in bad shape again, a bigger hole. Fast forward a little bit, Roxy, we started having grandkids, and we got into a situation where the life that we had massive flexibility at the end of the day. My wife could be anywhere because she wasn't working, and I could travel every weekend or sometimes work from Chicago. And we were kind of flexible, even though it was a big hole and financial mess. And so Roxy wanted to find something that allowed her to have all that flexibility and maybe pay a bill. That's all she was looking to do, is to pay maybe one bill. And so that's basically what ended up happening. Is she stumbled across this little ad for Monet, took the last $400 we had in the account and bought into it. And, you know, then we got in a car to drive 500 miles with no money. We couldn't even pay the toll at the border. I found some change, and so we got through. But so she tells me, realizes she got to tell me this during this drive. And so she tells me this story, and I hear the excitement in her voice. And I see we have no products yet, no website. And she describes the company and the leaders and the culture that they want to build. And I said, this sounds like an amazing opportunity, Roxy. And I was all in. I said, let's do this. And I support you in anything you did. I appreciate, let's make this happen. And the whole goal continued to be just pay a bill. Well, once she figured out what really happens, and she started working this business, and she started getting people, and they're getting interested, and she started going through the comp plan. She became a founder within, I think, 3 months of joining the business. She became a director before the 1 year mark. And then she eventually got to the top of the comp plan, and she was in the top 10 earners for a while. Now we're top 50 earners still. And we make a good living. And at the time, we were still living a really complicated life. At the time, we had ended up having I said exactly 6 grandkids. We ended up with an apartment back in the US, and we built our dream home in Canada, and we loved every minute of our dream home. But we were really, really still delivering a complicated life where we lived to travel and see our grandkids and have freedom there. We got the apartment so that Roxy would have a place to be. And sometimes she spent 12 weeks there and 12 weeks with me, or 4 weeks with me. And we were back and forth, back and forth. And it was a crazy life. And at some point, me and her were talking, and I was on a business trip in India, again, more complication. And I said, listen, and we both said, this is not the life we wanted to live. Not at all. And she said, go into work, ask them if you can work remote. And if they say no, then let's sell the house in Canada and then you move home. And so they basically said no. And the house sold in a day. I started packing and came home to the US and basically retired from the corporate world. And my full-time job became doing nothing but loving on my wife and my grandkids and my kids too a little bit. They already had all the love they needed. Those grandkids needed it, and Roxy needed it. And I supported her in the business as best that I thought I could do. And that's what it became. And for 2 years, about almost to the date of 2 years, we lived like that, where my whole day was about loving on my wife. And I had no idea how important those 2 years were going to be. My life had been dictated by bosses and everything. In the last 2 years, we were free to live the best possible life we could together. I could have easily been working 60 to 70 hours at some tech job if I had picked up one in Chicago, but instead I decided we decided for our family, this was it. And then after about the 2 years, Roxy basically passed away in her sleep. And this was back in March. So it was a big surprise. I came up to her office the next morning, and I knew I had to tell people about it. And I found this little note that she wrote for herself. And on it said, read daily. And by the way, I found out recently that she wrote that note March 7th, 2019. 1 year later, I was reading that note and taking a picture and sharing about my wife's loss. And in it says, who do I want to be? How do I want to get there? How do I make the most impact on other people's lives? And how do I want to be remembered? And it became so clear to me that my new passion and my new goal was to do everything to support Roxy's legacy. I wasn't about to go back to the tech world. I had offers to go start a company with somebody, the whole 9 yards. And I knew that it's so important to my family to carry on what Roxy had started as a legacy of helping other people. And it really became something that once you start doing it, you realize it fills your soul. And it got so much so that, that morning, I had thousands of people reaching out to me to tell me how much Roxy meant to them. It was like she was their own personal hero or friend, or they thought she was their special person. And we were sitting there getting ready for the service, and we started putting the picture boards together. And we did the family, Roxy with the kids, Roxy by herself, or me and Roxy pictures. We did all of that. We had about 6 boards done. And then we filled up 2 boards with the people of Roxy in Monet, the life she had there. At the end of that, my son says, well, we still got 1 more board. What about Mom's friends? And it hit me right then that we just did it. Mom's friends and her family includes the Monet people. It just changed our life. It completely gave me 2 years with my wife that I would have never had before. That's that. You want to talk about time freedom, financial freedom. We don't worry about that part. What we worry about is finding people that we can talk to and share this business as an opportunity to help them change their life, as an opportunity to grow, maybe have the best beautiful hair they could ever have in their life, maybe the best skin they could have in their life, and even maybe just a couple bucks because they need it so bad because they can't earn right now. And so that really became my passion. And so one of the reasons why I do this call with Brandy is I want to just articulate, there's never going to be a virus, a boss, a government that's going to help define the next chapter of my personal life with my family. And whatever you guys end up doing in your life, you've got to find and make sure that you have a plan for what are you going to do to personally define and take control of the next chapter of your life with your family. Here is an option. This is an opportunity. And I'll tell you right now, it's pretty easy. There's a great way to think about this. You can think about opportunities 2 different ways. You can say, I'm going to spend the next 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 days, whatever, thinking about how that opportunity just isn't going to work for me. And you'll find reasons. You'll pat yourself on the back and say, yep, see, I knew I wouldn't work. Or you can lean into it and say, how are the ways this could work for me? And you can remember a story about Roxy, who never did network marketing in her life, had no idea, didn't have a single piece of paper on how to do this business. I took it over without knowing anything really about what I'm supposed to do as a leader in this business and how to keep Roxy's legacy alive. I knew enough of the mechanics of the business, but anybody can do this business because number one, you'll end up with a mentor, and somewhere in the mix, your mentors include everybody. I reach out to everybody who wants my help. And so somewhere in the mix, there's a lot of leaders out there that can help you. And certainly the person that invited you to this call will be able to get you started. And they'll teach you the things you need to know. And the most thing you need to know more than anything is that you've got to make a decision that I want this in my life. And I don't know how to get there, but if you have a positive attitude about it, you'll find a way. And I'm going to tell you that whatever you do in your life, find that thing that gives you control of your own destiny and keep reaching out for that, regardless if it's Monet. If it's Monet, great. I think it can work for anybody. It can work for me. I'm not the best hair model for Monet on the planet. But we've got wellness now and skincare, and all of those things are fantastic for me. And I tried the hair products, man, I really did. My hair was gone. But it's something that works, and no matter what, you can make it your own, and you can make it work for yourself, and we can help you in many, many ways. And I'm going to I'll leave you with one more thing about this business. This business and the company feels exactly like I do. It's all from the heart. They are doing things to change people's lives. The guy who started this company was the #1 Tupperware salesman in Venezuela. And that ain't an easy job. You don't get to sell Tupperware to somebody every month. You got to find a new customer. And this guy came to the States and said, I want to change people's lives. So they set up a company that gives 50% of the revenue back to the people on the phone here and the market partners, and put it back in market partners' pockets. And that's unheard of. It's like, it's really to change people's life. I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you guys for listening. I'm going to hand it back over to Brandy so she can do the drawing, etc.
Thanks, Aaron. I'm just going to tag on to Aaron's one thing, just leave you with one thought before you leave here tonight, and ask yourself this question. So whatever you're here for, okay, what is the best that could happen for you? That's what I want to leave you with. What is the best that can happen? All right, I'm going to thank you all for being here tonight. We're going to do the draw right now. I'm just gonna stop the recording. Thank you, guys.